Hello students, my name is Moon and this is He103 Nutrition, Fundamentals on Nutrition, and I am Moon, like the sun and the moon. So this video is for the syllabus, the details of this class, the terms and conditions, how we're going to run this class. It's going to be uploaded to my Brightspace, our Brightspace page, so that you can watch this from the comfort of your own home, especially for those of you who missed the first lecture. Right, so this is section PNT3 for spring 2026. Very important, the second most important piece of information on this video. Here we are in G208, and this is a hybrid class, and I'll explain what hybrid means when I show you the schedule, which is at the bottom. But otherwise, the days we are supposed to be here, we meet at 3 o'clock. Now, today only, we met a little later. We started a little later to give new people a chance to find this room. But starting next time we meet again, we start promptly at 3:10, exactly. So I am a medical doctor, but I don't practice medicine. I teach only. I like it that way. I'd much rather be teaching. I was a paramedic in New York City for 10 years, and I have all the patient care experience I want. I don't want any more. So I'm very happy where I am today. I found a little corner of the world to hide in. This is my email address, and this is the most important piece of information here in this video and in this document, because this is the way to contact me. I do have an office. I do have a phone number, but I'm rarely in the office. I'm always out and about or just not on campus. If you called my phone number, then I would not be there to pick it up. Instead, you get a message at your machine telling you, please email me at this email address. So what if you want to meet me in person? Email me in advance and we'll set up a time. Any day, any time, as long as I'm not pre-committed somewhere else. So a time and date that works for you and works for me. It doesn't matter then what the schedule is, because it's on a case-by-case situation. That's why instead of my office, I put the main office, which is on the other side of the building, double doors. And good news, we just hired an office manager full-time, and now the doors are open 9 to 5 business hours, normal business hours, every day. This phone number is the office phone number. If you call this number, they're going to say, well, he's not here, but I'll give you his office number. And you call my office number, and you're going to get a message saying, please email me. So you just wasted 2 steps. Instead, just email me. So course description explains what you're going to get out of this class, which is the copy and paste of the course catalog. So this is what you expected. This is what you're going to get. And some learning outcomes specific. This is like administrativese language of what you're going to learn in this class. Right, so this is a hybrid class. See schedule at bottom. So let's go to the bottom. Let's grab this and scroll all the way down to the last page on this document, and you get the schedule here. This is our schedule. Hybrid means we're here half the time or less than half the time, only about a quarter of the time. We are actually going to meet 4 times in person total for this semester. Today is the first time. So because you didn't know how this class works. So everybody's here to meet each other face to face. And then 3 more times in the semester. Each of those 3 times is to be a review for the major exam the week after. So what you're going to do is, all of these lectures are already pre-recorded, and you're going to watch these videos on your own time, at your own pace. You can take breaks whenever you want. You can pause whenever you want. You can go do something else, come back another day, as long as you finish each of these lectures by the day that's on the schedule. Because every one of these lectures, there are 11 lectures, there's going to be a quiz and a homework for that lecture due the following Friday. When we meet in person, I'm going to take that time to go through whatever is going to be on the exam. Like when we meet on February 27, we're going to go through lectures 1 through 4. Not to give it all over again, that there's not enough time for that, but to answer questions, to remind you of some highlights, and get some administrative stuff done. I have to yell at a couple of you, and so that's going to take all day, and then I'll say good luck, and then the next week, the following week, is the exam. And all exams, all quizzes are online on Brightspace, multiple choice. You don't have to be anywhere in person to take the exam as long as you log on and be able to access Brightspace. Which is why for this, which is why it's not in person. And then same thing April 10, same thing May 15. Is that clear to everybody? Yes?
How much time?
I'll talk about that in coming up. Anybody else? Okay. You had a question? Oh, okay. Right, so we're done here. So that's the schedule. I encourage everybody to download this schedule, download this document, this whole syllabus to your phone. You may say, I bookmarked it, it's okay. Well, the thing is, what happens if you're somewhere without an internet connection, and now you want to know, what are we doing today? Am I supposed to be on campus today, or what? Well, maybe you have to be on campus for another class, but for this class, do you need to be here? So it's good to be able to have it on your phone so you can pull it up and double check things. Anyway, let's scroll all the way back up to the top of the document and resume, because we were at this point here. So the best way to reach me is by email. If you email me, I promise I will try to reply within 24 hours. If I don't, it proves that I'm human, that I'm not an AI running this class, and I make mistakes. Human mistakes, not AI types of mistakes. If I don't respond in 24 hours, who knows? Maybe I forgot because I'm getting older. Maybe your email got slipped my eye, because all of our email inboxes are flooded daily with all kinds of stuff. So maybe I just missed it. So if I don't respond in 24 hours, just email me again. That's all. I won't be offended. Don't worry. It's okay. If I see the second email, I will reply and say, oops, sorry, I forgot, or I didn't see it. And then I will reply saying, giving you the answer you're looking for, or telling you at least that now I know what you want, I'm working on it, I'll get back to you on it. When you email me, what you need to do is say in the subject line, He103 PNT3. The reason why is because I'm teaching 6 different classes this semester. It's an overload for me. I usually do overloads, not out of choice, but the administration keeps asking me to teach one more thing. And so I have like 150 students to keep track of. If you email me with nothing special in the subject line saying, hi, I'm one of your students, can you help me? Let's say I'm John Smith. I want to talk about my grade. And I'm going to think, which John Smith? Because I have like 3 John Smiths. So instead you said, hi, I'm John Smith in your nutrition class. And I'm going to say, which John Smith in my nutrition class? Because I have 2 of you, one in different nutrition classes. So by saying you are in He103 PNT3, now I'm going to go, oh, is that one? And I can go to Brightspace and then go, he must be in this one, and then click right into it. That way it expedites getting your answer to you. If you need to meet me in person, again, email me in advance and I will do what you need. My preference is Zoom, because then I only have to be dressed from here up. But if you need to talk to me in person, actually, face to face, then okay, I'll come to campus for you. Unless it's like a Thursday, and you want to meet like around lunchtime, noon, because that's even more convenient, because I have to be here anyway. But otherwise, at any day, time that works for you, I'll be here, because that's my job, right? My job is to teach you, and if something isn't hindering your learning of this material, we need to figure out what's going on so we can fix it. If for some reason with your work schedule and your family schedule and your medical situation, you can only meet me on campus at 5 a.m. on a Saturday, okay, I'll do it. I'll come in. Don't expect high fashion from me, but I'll come in and I'll talk to you. I'd rather be on Zoom, but if it has to be in person, I'll do it, because that's my job. But email me in advance. Right? So, Brightspace. Everything in Queensboro is done on Brightspace. You cannot get around it. You must be on it. If you're not, then I don't know what to tell you. Everything is done through Brightspace. Raise your hand if you've logged into your Brightspace account at least once so far. On the rest of you, have you not tried yet, or are you having some kind of issue?
I'm just finding out what Brightspace is. I didn't know everybody uses laptops. I brought a notebook. And everything's online now. It's crazy.
Yeah, okay.
I'm actually surprised. I thought.
So, do you know what your email address is?
Yeah, I do.
Have you
Like
checked?
my normal civilian.
No. Queensboro student email address. One was assigned to you. All right, you gotta, right after this class, you need to, oh wait, they may close.
You can check on the paper.
Oh yeah, your official student email address is here on the paper.
So I just log in and create.
The one you signed, right? I don't actually know the ins and outs of how to set up your IT account.
Yeah. So you gotta set it up technically.
Yeah,
You have to go to the tech building, bro.
yeah, you gotta get to IT support. What you can do is this. So, I mean, in person is definitely better this time, but you go Google and then Queensboro Community College, College IT Help. So then you get to the IT support website. Well, let's try this, IT Help Desk. And I don't know why it's doing that. This is usually not how this works. Here, let's try it on Chrome. I was on Brave. Maybe it's hiccuping. I'm not saying that the Brave browser is any better than the normal stuff, but they are third party. Let's try this again. Queensboro Community College IT Help. That's more like it. And then click on that, and then you get to this. And then down here is a telephone number and a website and an email address that you can send from your like regular personal email address. Include your student ID number. Makes it easier for them to know exactly who you are, like that. How about you? Why didn't you raise your hand? Oh, were you able to log on? Oh, very good. Okay. Yeah, you cannot not be on Brightspace. This is how everything is done in this class. So please get that fixed. Yes?
Professor, quick question. Is that like the same thing as Blackboard, or is that?
So it's the new, it's what we use now. Blackboard was several years ago. We left that several years ago. I kind of miss it. It's less pretty, but it more information on the screen. So it was, I preferred it. But who am I? I'm just a nobody here. So now we're on Brightspace. It's prettier, but less useful. It's a learning management software. So that's where we put your grades. That's where I put the quizzes for you to take. That's where you can upload homework. All that stuff's there.
There you
Okay, the textbook is not required because I don't really believe in the textbook industrial complex, making you pay hundreds of dollars every semester for a book that I find that actually quite a few students never read anyway. So why am I going to make you do that? So instead, it's recommended because this course is founded on that textbook. That was the foundation that I used. Then I added to it, double check that the email is correct for you on this paper, and then sign next to it that it is correct. So if you want to get the textbook, why would you want to? Well, maybe my explanation is not crystal clear. You'd like to hear it from somebody else's point of view. Well, let's go to the original source. The author, the main author, is actually a full professor here in this department. That's why I chose the book, because it's one of ours. Good book. So it's a good foundation there. And of course there's Google and it's extra, but the sequence of authority is, first of all, it's me. As far as the correct answer on the test is, then it's what I say that is correct. And it's not just because I'm so full of myself. It's that I worded the question in such a way that the answer I chose is correct, not the one that Google says is correct. See what I'm getting at? So this is a way to prevent you from like using Google and never studying. Check the paper that your email address is spelled correctly, and then sign next to it that it is. So let's say you don't want to spend the money even for a free version, for a used version. Well, see if you can find a version in the library to check from time to time. Yes?
You can't answer my question because I was going to ask where you can find the book. Is it like on Amazon or?
Yeah, the used version. This is already an old edition, the fourth. Fourth is the new one. But you can get away with getting the older edition. Doesn't matter to me since it's not required. There's no reading pages requirement or anything like that. It's just to get information.
But everything in this class is going to be based on that book, right?
Well, it started with a foundation on the book, but the real source of the information now is my lecture videos and lecture slides. So anyway, there. Okay, so the moment you've been waiting for, this is how your grade is calculated. Every part is very important. Don't blow off any part. Every semester I have like a student or two who aces all of the major exams, but then never does a homework, never does the quiz. There's 11 homeworks, 11 quizzes, one for each lecture. So as the grades go out, and then the student gets a D, because they left 30 points, 15 plus 15, they left 30 points on the table. And they email me saying, WTF, Prof, what happened? I was acing your class. No, you were not acing my class. You were acing the exams, but you have a 0 homework average, 0 quiz average, 0 participation average. That's why you got a 55. Be happy that you passed it all. Yes?
Yes, I see that there are homework 1, 2, and 3, and so forth more, but the dates are 2025 and
The editions of the books don't matter.
no,
The
the homework
assignments.
itself. On the Brightspace, the assignments, it has homework 1, 2, 3, and
So you mean at the schedule at the bottom?
not the schedule,
In
in
the-
the assignment. In
the
Brightspace,
assignments,
the
Brightspace.
assignment section has homework already.
Yeah, it says 2025 on the stuff. It was already due. It says it placed a date.
Oh, the due dates of the assignments? I'm not up to that yet, but I just haven't updated it yet. The due date for assignment 1 is updated to February 6th.
Yeah.
But I made all the other assignments hidden. I don't know why you're able to see that. Let's go to our class. And then content. I usually like to see things from the content because then it sets everything up in the nav bar. See that all of the future modules are set to be hidden. So I don't know why you're able to see that, but I'll have to look into it. Only day 1, lecture 1, is visible, and here this is quiz 1 is February 6th, homework 1 is February 6th. So class, that's the hybrid class. Yeah, okay, so homework, class participation. How do you get class participation scores? Well, this is a hybrid class. I don't take attendance, which means I will not penalize you for not being here on those 4 days you're supposed to be here. So instead, I will give extra credit for those who are here. Because I was given an email some time ago from the administration saying Queensboro is no longer an attendance-taking institution, and even the attendance feature on Brightspace was removed. So I took that as a hint that I cannot penalize you or punish you for being absent, so I won't. But the people who are here will get extra credit for showing up. See how that works? So if you don't go complaining to the department administration saying, my teacher is punishing me for being absent and that's illegal. And if they if they call me and say, what are you doing? I say, I didn't do that. I give extra credit to the people who are here. I'm not punishing anybody for not being here. So is that like, what's the difference? Was that a difference between a tax and a tariff? What's going on? So, well, it's a matter of semantics, but I'm sticking to the rules. But I need to reward people who do show up, because it's cold outside, you know, and I took the bus here a couple times. It took me 3 hours to get here by bus, because waiting at those transfer stations. So it's a lot out of you to come here. I need to reward you somehow. So 4 days, you get credit for showing up, and at 3:10 exactly, I will call out the names and give the extra credits. Whoever shows up after I finish calling out the names, they will get credit for being late, which is half the credit, and that's all participation points. That adds to the 10%. Question? You had a question? Okay. The biggest way to get participation credit is here. You get 5 points just for posting on the welcome discussion forum, and that's pretty much how we're going to handle participation for the most part. Because in a hybrid class, when you're not here, how are you supposed to participate? Go down here to see discussion forums, and you see a few set up already. And here is welcome. So click on into that. And hey, somebody's already posted already. So whoever this person is, thank you. Did you just do it?
6 hours ago.
Oh, 6 hours ago. Good. Okay, so let me post my own as a demonstration. You click start thread, and then some subject line, I don't know, whatever. And then, hi, I'm the instructor for this course. A little about your health experience background. So I have an MD and I am a New York State paramedic. And then a little more about yourself. So like one of my favorite hobbies is online Pictionary. There. Post. You do that about you, and then you get 5 points already. How do you get the other 5 or more? So showing up is participation credit. There's posting on other discussion forums. There's one for miscellaneous. Health and social media. So all of you are on social media hearing God knows what health advice of variable quality, I should say. So if one thing that you've seen online is like causing you confusion or interest, share it here, and then you get participation credit. Here's a suggestions to improve class. Now this one, you can be anonymous. There is a checkbox, and if you click it, it will not reveal your name, not even to me, so I cannot know who it is. So I can't give you credit because you're anonymous, but it's here because I'm always looking for a way to do better. And if I can get some constructive feedback from you guys in real time, then it's a chance to actually implement it in this class instead of waiting for the class evaluations that are after the semester is over. Don't worry, you cannot hurt my feelings. Just be constructive, be to the point, have actionable items, back up your opinion with facts and demonstrate like evidence and stuff like that. So be a well-reasoned argument, and I will think about it and go, oh yeah, actually that makes a lot of sense, and I will try to implement it. If there's any topic that you would like to talk about that's not already covered in one of these, I'll be happy to make a new discussion forum. Either post it here, make the suggestion here, or in here, or an email to me if you're too shy about it. And if it's a good idea, then sure, I'm happy to make a new discussion forum. These discussion forums are an extension of the class. So I am responsible for the behavior or what happens in this class, and I'm responsible for what happens in this discussion forum. Do not treat this like your usual social media comments page, where you are truly anonymous with VPNs and etc. like that. This time, I know who you are, and I can hold you accountable. So you must keep within the guidelines of the QCC community standards, which is in summary saying, be polite, be respectful, be professional. Do not bully, do not threaten, do not act in any illegal or immoral way. Do not post NSFW, and your rights end when it impedes on the rights of others. I'm not a lawyer, but that's pretty much how this works out. If in this class you are acting outside of acceptable community standards, then I will politely ask you to stop. And then if you continue, I will firmly ask you to stop. And if you refuse to stop, I'm calling security. I'm going to ask you to leave. If you won't leave, then I'm calling security, because now I'm starting to worry about the safety of the other students. On the discussion forum, I will, if I see something inappropriate, then I will ask you to change it or delete it. If you won't, I will delete it. And if you keep posting inappropriate stuff, I don't know how to take away your posting privileges, so I will just drop you from the class. You will be thrown out of class. Of course, there's a whole disciplinary procedure to go through that, but I will do it because the safety of my students are a priority. So that's the discussion forums. Any questions on that? So that's how you get participation credit. And by the way, there will be more extra credits for participation showing up, created as I see fit. I usually create new extra credits based upon like the current events, and nutrition sure is on the news lately. So there's plenty to talk about in class of what we're seeing out there in the social dynamics and the way reality is unfolding outside. So we'll talk about that here as newsworthy events come up. So I said that for every one of those 11 lectures, there's a quiz and a homework assignment. The homework assignment, every quiz and homework will be posted on the Friday after the lecture has been done. So today is a Friday. Homework 1, quiz 1 has already been made public. They will always be due the following Friday, 11 p.m. So next week Friday is February 6th. So it's quiz 1, homework 1 is due February 6th. What about quiz, homework 2, 3, 4, etc.? They should not be visible to you. I'm not sure what happened. I'm going to have to go through the settings and hide them, because you're not ready for it. I don't want you to start taking them already just to get them out of the way if the lecture hasn't been given yet. So I have to disable those. Homework assignments. How do you post on Brightspace? For those of you who don't know how Brightspace works. Well, I have this for you, syllabus and schedule. And here's a video how to upload assignments. So you click on that and you get this. Why is it so slow? It's Friday afternoon. It's a peak viewing time.
Okay, so how do you answer this homework assignment? And I'm going to take this section of the...
All right, so yes, I do have a YouTube channel. I am a YouTube content creator, but it's not that big of a channel, which means a couple of things. That first of all, if you can, you're welcome to turn on closed captioning. And I have yet to hear any kind of complaint about the quality of the closed captioning from YouTube. So there's that. And if you say, oh my God, it's a 12-minute video, I don't have time to watch a 12-minute video because I have like hours and hours of cat videos queued up and there's only so many hours in a day. All right, so if you don't want to do this for too long, well, first of all, if you have a system already, you already know how to upload to social media, etc., then this is probably nothing new to you. And if you already know what to do, don't use my method, use your method that works for you. This video is only for people who are not sure what to do or don't know what to do, or the way they used to do it isn't working. Is there any other way to do it? So that's why this video exists. And if 12-minute video is too long for you, you could do what I've been doing on YouTube these days, which is here you see the settings widget, and then you see playback speed. So click on that, and you can change the playback speed to anything like up to 2 times faster. So let's try that.
Video, bring it down to a separate video, and upload it out of the upload system. Anyway, if you try to edit this, nothing happens, so just do it. So what you do is...
Okay, so there. It just took a 12-minute video, turned it into a 6-minute video. There, I just saved you 6 minutes. If you can keep up with that kind of speed. I've been watching almost all videos on YouTube now at 2x, especially lecture videos, information videos. Some of the more entertainment videos, I guess I go down to 1.5 or 1.25. About the only videos I watch at normal speed now are music videos, new music videos, etc. So let's talk about my YouTube channel since it's up, and I need to say a couple things. First, do not subscribe. So I am the only YouTube content creator that's asking you, please do not subscribe to my channel, because this is not about monetization. I don't monetize. I'm not out to try to get a YouTube thing, the silver or gold or whatever. I don't care about that. This channel was created for students and only students' convenience. If you subscribe to this channel, what's going to happen is on playlist there's 4 different kinds of classes, and so 3 of them mean nothing to you, but if you subscribe you'll get notified of videos that have no relation to what you're learning. So why get you interrupted for that? Oh, by the way, I also post paramedic videos sometimes too, so none of that is useful to you. I also want to keep the subscriber count low, so that way any hackers and trolls out there are not interested. As far as they can see, it's a dinky little channel with a tiny little content creator making boring stuff, and they just go and bother somebody else. That's called security by obscurity. So I want to do that perfectly. I mean intentionally. So why are there 125 subscribers? I don't know. They just don't know how to follow directions, because it's, and also when the semester is over, then no video means anything to you. So definitely unsubscribe there. And you don't need to subscribe, you don't need to bookmark. You can get to this video by following the Brightspace link. After all, I got there by clicking on, I got there by clicking on this. One thing about this instructional video, I made this a while ago, and ever since then I am noticing that higher percentage of the student body is using the cloud. So they're using like a Chromebook or other mobile, editing their documents on the cloud, and like Google Docs or something, and then like transferring it over to the Brightspace. That has been causing some glitches in the past, but less as time goes on. So I guess the Brightspace support team is like handling it better every semester. So I just sort of leave that alone. If you're having trouble uploading assignments to Brightspace even after all this, then email me and we'll figure out what to do. What usually happens is I set up a Zoom meeting. So double check that your email address is spelled correctly and then sign next to it if it is. We'll set up a Zoom meeting and you will share your screen. So I will see you and tell you what button to click and where to scroll, and that way together we can see what's going on and find a workaround solution that works for you. That's how to upload. Oh, finally, what I'll say, one last thing is, once you successfully upload, you will get a notification you get an email from the Brightspace saying that you are successfully uploaded. It does not end there. What you should do once you get that notification is log back into Brightspace and double check what you uploaded is what you expected. Well, maybe I should show it. I should just go and show it to you. So let's go to, wrong screen. Let's go to, let me turn this into the student's view. Back into the class. Okay. So let's scroll down to homework 1. And HW01. So you click into that, the blue letters. You see some explanation, and then you click on the file, and you see the actual instructions and the questions. There are 5 questions here. Homework is set up to be worth 10 points each, and you answer the question. So okay, let me start typing. Nope, nothing's coming up because this is not an editor. This is just a display screen. So what you do is swipe the whole thing, copy, and then go to your favorite editor, paste, and now you can start writing into it. And for now, just keep everything still there. So the homework, all the questions are still there. It makes it easier actually for me to know what you're answering to. Make sure everything is neat and lined up nicely. Formatting, because you're on your favorite editor, Microsoft Word or whatever. And then save. In fact, save often, because you never know when your system suddenly crashes. So save often. And then what you do is, when you're done with that, go back to the homework, this homework screen. Scroll down until you see this dotted box. What you do is bring up the other window, and then click that file, drag it inside the dotted box, and then let go. And then once you do that, a little blue button will show up saying submit. So you click submit, and then successfully submitted. You get the email like that. Once you get that email, go back to the Brightspace page, click on grades, and then you'll see that everything you've submitted so far is here. And so HW01, there should be like a link somewhere in here that you click on it to see what you uploaded. The reason why you want to do this, it's double checking that what you uploaded is what got up there. And that's not obviously the case. Every once in a while there's some kind of bug and somebody's submission gets all scrambled in transit. So they click into it and it's like, this is not what I set up. All my formatting has been screwed up. And how would you know that? By double checking. This is called proofreading your work. It's a good habit for professionalism, which is just before you submit documents to your client. You are some professional providing some service. You agreed by contract to provide these documents on a certain day. Just before you submit it, like, look it over one more time, making sure you're not giving your client any unnecessary or regrettable surprises. And then hand it over, because confident that everything is the way you want it to be. Otherwise, if you don't, then there's a chance that when I finally come around and grade everybody's homework that day, I'm going to come to yours, it's going to be unreadable. It's like letters all over the place. I'm just going to give it a 0 and say, formatting error, please resubmit. So all of that is unnecessary stress and delay because you didn't proofread your work. Double check your work. Right. So what if you did upload a homework and it did get screwed up or something? Or let's say as you're reading over it one last time while it's on Brightspace, you see that, oops, you forgot to answer question 3, which happens. What do? Oh, edit it, like rewrite it on your home system, and then upload it again. No problem. In fact, you're allowed to resubmit an infinite number of times, and I will only keep the highest score. So if I come to your submissions and I see one that got 2 out of 10, another that got 7 out of 10, another that got 8 out of 10, your score for that homework is 8 out of 10. It's the highest score. What if, yes?
So let's say like we do it like 5 days before and you grade it. You got like a low grade. You could redo it before the
Yes.
due date and then ungrade it.
Yeah, you can resubmit before I grade it. No problem. But now, what if after the due date and then I grade it and I say, you know, you're doing good, but then you didn't do the last 2 questions. So you only get a 6 out of 10. Too bad. So what, are you stuck? Is that it? It's over? No, you can resubmit an infinite number of times. So you can go and answer those last 2 questions, re-upload the whole thing, and then later I'll get around to regrading it, and now you get a 10 out of 10, except that it's after the due date, so it's late. So I'm gonna deduct 1 point for being late. So you get a 9 out of 10.
So if it was the same case but without the late, like after the due date, it would still be
Yeah, it would have been a 10 out of 10, assuming you did it all perfectly, of course.
Yeah.
So when is a homework worth resubmitting after I grade it? If it's 8 out of 10 or lower. Because if you got a 9 out of 10, you lost 1 point for something, and then you realize, and you saw it, and then you rewrite it, correct that problem, and resubmit it, and I see it like a week later, and I see, oh, you did it again. Oh, this is good. So I give it a 10 out of 10, but it's late. So deduct 1 point for being late. So you went from a 9 to a 9. So it's kind of not worth the effort anymore. You just read the comments I made, take the hit, and just move on with your life. I said there is a quiz for every lecture too. So those quizzes are also published the same time as the homeworks are. They're also due 11 p.m. the following Friday. They are 10 questions on the quizzes, 50 questions on major exams, and all questions are multiple choice online through Brightspace, and they're timed to be 3 minutes per question. Not that you're limited to, not that you cannot, each question must take 3 minutes, is that a 10-question quiz will give you a total 30 minutes to work on it. A 50-question exam will give you a total how many minutes to work on it? 3 times 50? 150, very good. How many hours is that? 2.5 hours, right. Because 150 minus 120, that's 2 hours. That leaves you 30 minutes left. That's a half an hour. So 2.5 hours left. This major exam will be timed so that you have to finish in 2.5 hours. If at any time you get disconnected because your internet glitched, Brightspace will think you finished and logged off. And it's going to score it based upon what you got correct so far, and anything not answered will be given a 0. That's a Brightspace bug. I told them about it like 2 years ago. They still haven't fixed it. So to work around it, what I did was I set up all tests so that you can make 3 attempts at the test. That way, each time if you get disconnected, you can log back in and try again. Try it over again from the beginning and take it a second time or a third time if it gets to that. So if I'm going through the class and I'm grading the quizzes, I see that somebody's first attempt was 3 out of 10, and I look into it and I see that the other 7 questions were left unanswered. That clearly looks like the person got disconnected. So I look at their second attempt, I see that all questions were attempted, but like 2 of them were just wrong. So the student got an 8 out of 10 on that. Then their score for that quiz is 8 out of 10. I'm keeping the first completed exam or first completed test. What if the student gets a little clever and say, wait, didn't he say we're allowed 3 attempts and I got an 8 and I did well on the second attempt, but now that I've seen the parts that I got wrong, I figured out what the real answer is. Let me make a third attempt to see if I can get a better score. So they do. They try it a third time and then they get a 10 out of 10. Woohoo! So now should the score be 10 out of 10? No, because you got those 2 extra points by cheating. You saw what the answer was supposed to be, and you tried again and gave those answers instead, not because you understood the topic, but just because you knew that it's actually answer D, not C. That's not understanding the topic. That's like gaming the system. So no, I will not count the 10 out of 10. I will only count the first complete grade. Nothing after that. Yes?
Professor, I'm just trying to make sure I understand this correctly. So if you take it the first time, you get a certain score, let's say you get a 6 out of 10. Those 4 questions you got wrong, it shows you right away what you got wrong?
After it's over.
So what's the point of making it, what's the point of reattempting again if we already know that we know the answers now?
But if you disconnect it without answering them.
So the only instance it actually applies is if some of them are completely not even attempted.
Not attempted, and there's a system flag that shows it's a disconnect, not a complete. So I will only take the next grade, the next attempt, because the first one was clearly incomplete. It's not a perfect system. If a clever person can game it some more, but there's pretty much I haven't thought of a better way to do this. What if 3 attempts in a row, your little brother pulls the charger out of the router and you get disconnected every time? Well, it sounds like you need to have a little meeting with your little brother. But for now, you have 3 incomplete attempts. What are you going to do? You should email me. Tell me what happened. And then we'll work on it and find out a solution this time. But for the next time, for all future test attempts, you should find some other place to take your tests, your quizzes and exams. How about the computer lab here in the library? There's a bunch of computers all at the first floor of the library. Just come in on a day that is low traffic, like a little light, the crowd is a little lighter, and then get yourself 3 hours of solid internet guaranteed by Queensborough Community College, 3 hours uninterrupted. You went to the bathroom in advance. You were fueled up in advance, so you don't need to bring anything into the library, just yourself. Sit down, log in, take the test. You're done. You're out. No problem. That should really be the best way to do this. What happens if, despite all of your honest efforts, you have to hand in something late? Well, I'll take it. You don't even have to think of an excuse. I'll just take it, no questions asked. Any work, homework, quizzes, exams, I'll take it. Late, no questions asked. But there's a late penalty because it's only fair to the people who got it in on time. So this is to recognize that this is a entry-level class. Many of you are fresh out of high school. Some of you went off into the real world, worked at a job for like 2 decades, came back and forgot how to be a student. So you need to, like, while you're figuring that out, you have real life, real jobs, you have real life problems. So this class is trying to be as flexible as possible, hence the hybrid. And so if you have to hand in something late, all right, hand in late. But there's a penalty, as it should be, as right. And there are some teachers out there who will not accept anything late. If it's late, it's a 0, sorry. That's more like the upper classes, upper level classes. The closer you get to graduation, the more you have to be professional. Because out in the real world, you hand something in late to the client, they're not going to accept any excuses. Your mother died, there was an earthquake, they don't care. The contract said deliver this by this date, you didn't. They don't want to, that's it. They don't want to work with you no more. You're fired. So as you work your way towards that level of professionalism, at this level, it's flexibility is the rule here. What if instead of 1 minute late, you're 8 days late? Life happens. Okay. So what happens is, because it was late at all, it's 10%. And then for every week extra late, that's another 10%. So if it's 8 days, that's 20%. The maximum score you could possibly get now is an 8 out of 10, or on an exam, it's an 80%. But it's still workable. You can still get a decent score if you still try your best. But at 1 week extra study time, you kind of have an unfair advantage for the people who got it done on time. So that's why the 20% penalty. What if it's 4 weeks late, like on this example, and I mistyped this? This is a bad calculation. Actually, let's do this. You are late, so that's 10, and then 1 more week, that's another 10, and then a second week, that's another 10, and a third week, that's another 10, and then the 4th week you finally hand it in, so that's actually 50%. So the formula is the number of weeks times 10 plus 10. So 4 is 40 plus 10 is 50, 50% late. Is it worth still doing at 50% late penalty? The best score you can get is a 5 out of 10, or the best score you can get on an exam is 50%. Let's say with exam 2, that's still worth it. That's still a lot of total percents, a lot of points that you can still get back if you get it in on time, even if it's 4 weeks late. So there's still a way to salvage your score, salvage your grade, and still get a passing score at least if you just get it in as soon as possible. Don't, whatever was going on in your life, I can't judge you, but as soon as you can find a way to get it done, then get it done. So that's the late penalty. What about, so then using that formula, what about 6 weeks late? What is the penalty after 6 weeks? 70, right, 6 times 10 is 60, plus 10 is 70, 70%. Okay, even I'm gonna go, the best high score I can possibly get now even if I do it perfectly, is a 30 out of 100. I think it's not worth it anymore. I would get more bang for my buck doing something else, like working on a project in another class or something like that. I don't want anybody to come to that conclusion. So I invented the max penalty at 50. Every week it's late, it rises until it reaches 50% penalty, and then it stays there, 50% until the end of the semester. You hand in homework 1 the day before the final exam, it's still potentially worth 5 out of 10 points, as long as you do the homework 1 completely and good enough. Because I still want you to do it. I don't want you to ever think this thing is not worth doing anymore. I want you to do it. I want you to learn from it, get the benefits out of doing it. So everything is set, is frozen. If everything maxes out at 50, the later you are, up until the day before the final exam. And then I have to like submit your final grades to the registrar. So you can't call me, you can't email me in the year 2029 and say, can I submit homework 3? Like, no. The course is locked down. It's over, sorry. So it's only worked so far. I think I'm the only person who does this. I thought I never had an original idea in my life, and now I can point to this one and say, this is an original idea. I don't know of anybody else who's done this. So if you find another instructor who does this with a max league penalty, tell me about it. Either that proves I still have not had an original idea in my life, or that teacher stole my idea. Because I've been trying to tell everybody I know about this, hoping that other people pick up on this to be a little, show a little flexibility to their students. What if you email me saying, hey, it's 10:58 p.m. on the Friday, something is due, and you email me saying that your dog ate your laptop. Can you get an extension? And I will say that's a technical issue, and you're emailing me a minute before it's due. No, you do not get an extension. You get the 10% penalty, because this is an issue of time management. Time management is part of being a professional. You need to learn it, and there are few better ways to learn something than to suffer a little pain from doing it wrong. So I'm going to say, take the hit, use this as a learning opportunity. Don't let this happen again. Instead, that's why I gave you 6.5 days to get anything done. You have all those days to find some time to actually do it. That's at least like 2 days in advance of the due date. That way, when you're finally finished and you're ready to upload, that if you have a technical issue, there's still like a day or two to rush over to a friend's computer or the computer lab here and get it uploaded anyway, and then everything is fine. So this is a time management issue. No, I will not waive the late penalty. There are some reasons though that are perfectly justified, and I really can't hold it against you. Did you know that for somebody who is on jury duty, it's illegal for their employer to punish them for fulfilling their civic duty? If the employee complains and shows evidence that their employer docked their pay or fired them because they had to come respond to jury duty, then that employer is in big trouble. Well, I don't want to be in trouble. So if you show me proof that you are away on jury duty, all right, the law is the law. I won't count it against you. If you're in the National Guard and you are called up to respond to some natural emergency, natural disaster, well, first of all, thank you for serving our country. And just get me a letter from your commanding officer saying that you are away you are away. Doesn't have to be say why. You are just responding to the call to serve your country. Okay? It won't count. You're part of the school basketball team, and they're sending you the whole team up to Albany because your team qualified for the state tournament. Well, okay, go make us proud and come back with a letter from your coach saying that you are unavailable those days. If you're having a medical emergency, so it's actually very flexible. It could be from anybody in a person of authority. And it doesn't say it here because I seem to have uploaded the wrong version of the syllabus. But tonight I will upload the correct version where the letter must have three things. First, the letter should be on official letterhead, official office stationery with letterhead. It must have the name of the authorized person printed, and then their signature and their title, why they are qualified to write this letter. And it must have a span of days, start and end, of when you are unavailable to do classwork. And then I don't want the hard copy. You just scan it and email it to me so I can add it to the class files. So if I'm ever audited and somebody says, why did you give this student such a break? Is there corruption here? And I say, no, see this letter? This is why. So how does this work? Let's say you were you were in the hospital from Monday through Friday, and the doctor's letter says you were unavailable for Monday through Friday. So I would say, okay, that's like a week. And now you're handing in something that's 3 weeks late. And the day you were in the hospital were part of that. So instead of giving you a 3-week penalty, I give you a 2-week penalty. See how this works? Okay. Just because you're in the hospital for 1 week doesn't mean you're excused for 3 whole weeks, right? So what did you do when you get back, right? So pop a Tylenol and start working on that homework. So it only covers the dates that are official, that can be proven. Sometimes some students don't really understand this, and they give me like the discharge note. And there's two problems with it. First of all, it explains the diagnosis, and that's none of my business. I am not supposed to be seeing that note. It's called a patient confidentiality violation. So don't send those to me, please. I delete those as soon as I get them. The other problem was it contained just one date, the date of discharge. I can't work with that. I will waive 1 day out of the 3 weeks, but that's not what you wanted, right? You wanted all that time when you were sick to be out, not able to be counted. So make sure it's a span of days. After all that's said, sometimes a student shows up like 3 months. They disappeared for 3 months. And then towards the end of the semester, they email me, say, sorry, I was away. How can I make up this class? I try to accommodate it, but you know what? Seriously, I cannot in good conscience sign away that this student passed my class. Maybe points-wise they may have passed, or they can pass with like a D or a C, but they really were not in this class. They were gone for 3 of the 4 months. They're 75% of the class. They were not here. I really can't say that you were in this class and so you passed it. So if you're gone for too long, then I might ask you to drop this class. And there's no specific number of days. It's just a case-by-case situation. Extra credits. I'm giving lots of extra credits. They will be here. Let's go to content. Let's go to here. Let's not go here. Let's disable the student view. Go back into the class. And now you will see a module called All Extra Credits. All Extra Credits. You click on that and you see lots and lots of extra credits depending on their title. Some of them are extra credits to midterm exams. P means participation. Yeah, so at the end of this semester, don't worry about the dates, I have to update it. At the end of this semester, you will be invited to give a presentation on your favorite dish that you cook. But since this is a nutrition class, I want you to have a few slides on the nutrition value and how you calculate it. But then you get extra credit for doing a presentation in class. Don't bring the food in, please. It's like a not OSHA complication. Yes, I know other places can have potluck lunches here and stuff like that, but I don't want you to be bringing in heaters and smelling up the hallway like that. So and then I have a fear that one of you students will try it and you are allergic to an ingredient that we didn't know about, and now we got to call 911. So that's a nightmare scenario. So just don't bring it in, just bring pictures, lots of pictures, so we can all salivate looking at the picture and all that stuff. Okay, there's extra credits for the final exam. There's for homework. So there's lots of extra credits available, and in the past, some students have done all of them perfectly, and it upped their total score, total grade by a whole letter grade. They went from a B minus to an A minus because they did all of them perfectly, or a C plus to a B plus. So that's money on the table you can just pick up, because all of these are pretty easy to do. If you're walking down the hallway, you see $20 on the ground. Are you going to pick it up? Why are you so quiet? Is inflation that bad that $20 is not worth picking up anymore? So this is money on the ground, but surprisingly not many take it. All extra credits are due May 15. Every one of them. They will be released or made public gradually through the semester, but they will all be due May 15. And the reason why is I tried making them due earlier, in a staged way, but then early in the semester, students just get overconfident in their abilities. They are thinking, I don't need the extra credits. I'm going to get an A in this class. And then towards the end of the semester, they're and they go, hey, teacher, I need to do better. Anything I can do to increase my grade? So I just shoved all the dates for extra credits out. But since this is an optional assignment, not mandatory, I will not accept them late. So the late penalty does not apply to extra credits. If you cannot submit it by 11 p.m., not 11:01, 11 p.m., May 15, then don't bother, because I am too busy grading all the other late assignments people are shoveling in the last minute, and managing the final exam. I'm just too busy to grade extra credits. Academic integrity: don't lie, steal, cheat, don't bully, don't be unprofessional, don't act in a danger to yourself or others. It's all part of the QCC, Office of Community Standards. Your rights end when it tramples on the rights of others. Basically it. Be polite, be professional to each other. We're all adults here, so act like it. Don't lie, steal, or cheat. Don't plagiarize, which means presenting other people's work as your own. If you copy and paste the paragraph from somebody else's report into yours, what are you supposed to do? They're not saying you can't, but if you do, what are you supposed to do? Citation, right? Not so that people can follow the trail back to the original document and see if this is truly relevant as you were claiming it to be. If you try to say, oh, I wrote that. Seriously, I did. Okay, no, that's lying. That's plagiarism. What if you use artificial intelligence to do that and you copy and pasted the output of an AI program? What should you do? Same thing. Cite it. What AI program did you use? What was the website? What was the prompt that you quoted, you wrote to make the AI create that output? That same thing, so that readers can follow the trail, reproduce the results themselves, and see that it was relevant, it was justified, etc. So I'm not saying don't use AI like some other teachers are. After all, when you graduate, AI is probably going to be like one of the most important features of a new hire. Like all managers in the future are going to only hire people who know how to program AI. So go ahead, practice playing with it as you want. But you cannot use AI for tests. When it comes to tests, then I cannot test you on what your opinion is. I have to test on what I said on videos, on slides, which means you can have AI go through the video and slides and then take the test for you, and then you get a perfect 100. The problem is then you did not learn. You didn't learn about diabetes. You didn't learn about atherosclerosis. You didn't learn about saturated fats. You just learned how to code an AI program to tell it to do it. So that's not learning. You cannot do that. How can I stop you from doing it? I can't, but this is what's called the honor code. When you promise not to lie, people can't stop you from lying, but you promise not to lie. So it's not like you can't lie, but if you're ever caught at it, then your reputation drops a notch. So you cannot use AI to help you answer questions, or any other intelligence, any other human you're not allowed to use. Accommodations for disabilities. If you feel that you have a disability that entitles you to an accommodation according to the American Disabilities Act, don't tell me about it. I'm not an expert. I'm a doctor, but I'm not a specialist in disability medicine. So I don't know what the official sub-discipline of that is called. But these folks are over at the Office of Accessibility Services. They have doctors, they have lawyers, they know exactly how to evaluate your claim. And then if they agree with you, then they will send you a letter that you forward to me saying, please give this student this accommodation. I will read it and I will go, yes sir, and I'll do it. Most accommodations have been extra time on tests. That's easy to program into Brightspace, no problem. You just need to let me know that you're being registered with OAS. Meanwhile, they will on their end confirm it so that I have confirmation, and then I will obey whatever it is they want me to do. Respect for diversity. So this class is nutrition, not at the macro public health level, but at the personal level. So absolutely, your background, your culture, the way you prepare foods, the way your family prepare foods, all of that is very relevant. Your opinions are valued. That not only are they welcome, but actually they're integral to this class. So we want to hear from you. Please feel free to raise your hand in class. Email me when we're not in class. Go to discussion forums and talk about your favorite recipes. Maybe I should create a favorite recipes discussion forum here, so you guys can. I talked about what's a appropriate post, right? Or how to get credit for extra posts. Okay, that it has to be non-anonymous and substantial. You can't just reply to somebody else's post and say LOL and then get credit for that, right? You have to say something substantial. So maybe talking about your favorite recipes will encourage you to come forward. Talk about your background, how your family does it. All of that is very relevant in this class. I've taken classes in how to be a better teacher. And many of them have told me to have a page like this. Student services available on campus for students with special needs or special situations. So, okay, here it is. Now, can't they advertise for themselves? Of course they do. They have brochures, they have pamphlets, they have posters, they send out emails, but the emails get lost in the flood of the inbox. The posters get drowned out by all the other colors on the wall. People just walk by, busy with their own lives. So here's like one more way to get this information out to people. If you feel like you can benefit from any of these services, then go check out their website, contact them. Tutoring is also up here if they can be of help for you. All of these services exist to reduce the distraction that these issues have that distract students away from studying. So by taking advantage of these services, then it helps you be a better student. And that's what I would like to see, that you are a better student so you can learn this material better, and then I'm happy. And you take more information away for the rest of your life, and you're happy. And that brings us back to the bottom of the syllabus and the schedule for our course. And that takes us to the end of this presentation and the video. Any questions? Okay, then let me stop the recording.